fun. So as you can tell, I am doing something a little bit different today. And um, one, I just want to apologize because I literally just got home from this most amazing yoga class at Yoga 6. Unfreaking believable. Devoured a salad literally in like 3 minutes because that's the only time I had. So this is not how I anticipated doing my first live stream. Thought I would get a little bit prettier, but it is what it is. So, considering right now it's just my husband and my son watching, I am just totally okay with this. Okay, so I am doing this live stream instead of just doing the typical video blog where I'm just talking to my phone because I figured there would be a way different energy with being able to interact with you guys. And if at any point you have any comments or anything like that, feel free to put it down there and I can see it and I can respond, and that's really cool. So I'm just like really looking forward to this new energy and having a more dynamic experience. So I should probably turn on Do Not Disturb. Are you back? I'm sorry. I just put on my Do Not Disturb and I'm not sure what happened. But anyway, okay. So today I want to talk about something that I find extremely powerful. And please excuse me, I have my notes here because I want to make sure that I am not missing anything. But we're going to talk today about your morning ritual and how your morning can really dictate not just the rest of your day, but honestly, the rest of your life. So if you feel like you're feeling stuck or you're feeling overwhelmed or just like that something needs to shift in your life, I strongly suggest that you look at your morning. Um, Whether you realize it or not, and I'm sure intuitively we all kind of understand this, but what you do in the morning really sets the tone for what you do the rest of the day. I know that it's really significantly changed my level of productivity and how I feel and my energy, and that really translates into the future. So, before we dive in, drop a emoji in the comments so I know that you can hear me fine, my mic is working, and we can go into the next part of this. Drop an emoji, babe. Drop an emoji. He's not, he's not listening. Okay. So I'm going to assume that my mic is clear. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, like I said, I think intuitively we all understand a morning routine, why it's important, but I do want to break it down for you because obviously, when things are presented in a more practical way, it's easier to kind of follow. So, I think the best way to visualize setting your morning routine is like thinking thinking of your morning energy like your GPS setting. So if you just roll out of bed and you're already running late because you slept late and it's just chaotic and stressful, like that is going to be where your journey takes you that day, to chaos and stress. However, if you wake up with purpose, you wake up with intention, you wake up with clarity and focus, then that's where your journey is going to take you for the rest of your day. And the rest of your day is going to follow. It's going to take you to where you want to be. So the truth of the matter is, and I've said this before, successful people, they do everything with purpose and intent. They take action. They don't let things happen to them. So you can bet that they're not just like rolling out of bed and saying, oh, I hope today is good. Like, they create their day. And if they want a good day, they create a good day. And they're getting good days. That's why they're successful. So the morning routine is really a direct reflection of your mindset and your energy. And when you start the day with intention, you really do become a magnet for success. And that's what you are going to attract to you because that's what you are putting out there into the world. Is there a space heater on here? It is like, is this on? You know, that space heater was on, babe. Nobody was up here. The space heater was on. So I'm just going to put that out there. Okay. And that wasn't me. So love you. Okay. So if we're on the same page here, let me know in the comments or just drop an emoji, babe. Maybe let Max drop an emoji. Okay. I didn't freeze. I was just waiting for an emoji. Okay. So now I want to talk about my morning routine. And it's very funny. My morning routine, thank you, actually developed very organically. Um, it honestly, I kind of developed it before I even knew the purpose or the power of a morning routine or why it was so important. So, if you've listened to any of my previous blog posts or video blogs, you know that my journey really got serious when I discovered Catherine Sankina, who's Manifestation Babe. I dove very deep into her world of knowledge, and she's got a vast world, let me tell you. So I started when I discovered she's got a big library of freebies, and one of the video series that she had was a 21-day money manifestation challenge, and I devoured it. All of the videos probably in like a day, 2 days. And she has an actual workbook on Amazon based on that. And I was like, done. I ordered the workbook. And I remember getting it and that night just being so excited to go to sleep so that I could wake up the next morning because I knew that I had to, when I wanted to do this workbook, it needed to be time that it was just myself. Um, couldn't have the kids, couldn't be at my job. Didn't want it to be later in the day with, where I'm with my family. Like I really didn't want any of that time um, being affected. So the only other time that I had was early in the morning. So that night I set my alarm for 6, which I thought was like early. At the time, it was early for me, and went to bed. And I woke up and it was like 5 and it was all dark and it was quiet. And I look at my phone and saw it was 5 and I was like, should I go back to sleep and just like wait for my alarm to go off? And then I was like, F no, hell no. I'm like ready. Like I'm so excited. I got out of bed like no problem, brushed my teeth, go downstairs, made my coffee. It was like quiet. I fed the cats like peaceful, and I like sat down at my dining room table, got out the workbook, and I was so excited. Like I got to work and I could focus. It was like focus. What is focus? Like I focused, and it was at the same time like that was the very beginning also of the Betterment Babe when I conceptualized this business. So I got done the workbook. I did one chapter and I was going to do one chapter a day. So I stopped at the one chapter. I did the lesson and then I was like, oh my God, I have more time. Like the kids are still sleeping. My husband's still sleeping. And I like was able to work. I'm pretty sure probably at that time I was like working on my website. And by the time that like my kids came down and everybody was awake, I was like, oh my God, I have already achieved so much. I've already made so much progress in this day, and the day hasn't even started. So I was like super excited. I had not felt that before. And it was like kind of like a drug. It was I mean, once I felt that, that changed the game for me. Every single day since, I think it, with the exception of when I had a really bad stomach flu, or stomach bug, whatever that was, I have been getting up, no joke, I would say between like 4 and 5:30 every single day. Excited to. Um, it's wild, and the reason for that was because I found something that gave me like a feeling of purpose, like a reason for getting up. And so then it became not a chore, it became something I got to do. And those hours where I had the solitude and I had the capacity to really like allow my brain to be fully immersed in this business, which just gives me so much joy and excitement because there's like so much going on that I'm working on that like it's just great. It's just it's been a game changer for me. So I want to just kind of talk about things that have been useful for me and kind of creating that routine for myself. And it's like, look, I said routine, but really my routine, if I'll spell it out, is I get up. Now, I am going to spell it out because it's in my notes. So, first things first, we're going to talk about like a mindful wake up. I do not check my phone. I do not check my phone for like, I want to say about 30 minutes. It's probably not exact, but like, I won't check my phone until I've sat down and I've started to like get the things done that I want to work on. And then at some point, I will check my phone because obviously a lot of like my business is online and but I don't check it like mindlessly. So think about like when you wake up. I think a lot of people just kind of grab their phone, maybe start scrolling, I don't know, just kind of get their minds, their brains woken up, but like it's mindless scrolling. I really I think that's the worst way to start the day. We need to start the day the opposite of mindless, right? Mindful. Um, this is what I said. I said it's key because you want to be with your thoughts, your energy. This is key because your energy is at your highest when you wake up. And when you get on your phone and you just start scrolling, it's like the world is taking that energy away. It is like slowly dissipating every scroll because those scrolls are not doing anything positive or productive. They're just kind of like wasting time, right? I mean, so, when you're scrolling aimlessly, you can get sucked into social media and then you start checking your emails. You start checking your emails for work. And then all of a sudden you're putting out fires or you're getting stressed because, like, oh my God, now I got to deal with this. And it totally is taking away from what you want to focus on in that really important morning routine that you are setting for yourself or your morning purpose. So I want absolutely none of that. That stuff can wait. You kind of have to choose what you're going to focus on, right? So you choose what energy you allow to come to you. And that's so important. I've talked in the past about energy is infectious, right? Whether it's positive energy or whether it's negative energy. So you have to be intentional with your focus and your energy. It's going to dictate the next moment. It's going to dictate the next moment, so on and so forth. Ultimately, the rest of your day, which then turns into tomorrow, which then turns into the rest of your life, right? So this is like this ripple effect. So it's why it's so important. Like, first thing, you choose what you're going to focus on. Another thing that's really important is gratitude. Um, if you are familiar with the world of manifestation at all, you know that gratitude is one of like the very, very key components to creating the life of your dreams. And the reason for that is based on the law of attraction, right? So what you feel is what you put out in the world. And what you put out in the world is what you're ultimately going to attract back to you in like layman's terms, right? So if you have gratitude right now and you're feeling gratitude for what you currently have, that sensation, that vibration is going out into the world to create more things for you to feel grateful for. And it's happening. When you don't feel grateful, when you feel lack, you're creating that lack vibration. And so then what happens? Lack goes out and lack comes back. That simple. That's the law of attraction. Gratitude is considered so high vibration that it literally, the feeling of gratitude and being constantly grateful, it will attract miracles into your life if you allow it to. So What you're feeling now, just to keep it simple, what you're feeling now is what you are going to bring into your life. So, morning, I don't go into a deep gratitude practice. Some people do, and I think that's fantastic. We'll write a whole list of things or even 3 things. For me, I keep it super simple. I will pick usually one thing, like when I first wake up and I'm kind of lying in bed and I'm allowing um, myself to wake up. I'll say one thing and it'll be simple. It can be like, oh my God, I am so grateful for this bed. It is so comfortable. Or like, I'm so grateful for this day. I'm so grateful I get to get up and work on Betterment Babe. I am so grateful for my husband. He looks so cute laying there. I'm so grateful for my son who's got his foot in my face, like all of it. My daughter, who's just the cutest in her crib. Anything. And I keep it at one and then I go. I do have a longer gratitude practice that I do before bed, which is like, which is for another podcast. Not podcast. Maybe. I don't know what this is. Video blog. Anyway, so gratitude, super duper important, but simple. It doesn't have to be this very extravagant practice first thing in the morning. Just feel grateful. Feel grateful because that's how you want to start your day. Start your day by putting the energy out that's going to bring you more things to be grateful for. Another tip that I have is to find something that gets you excited. And this is the thing, right? Because in the very, very beginning of my journey, before I had my brand and my business, there were things that got me excited, but it definitely didn't create the feeling that I have now when it's like this project, this entity that I am like so excited to grow. Your passion, right? Like you got to tune into your passion. You got to tune into what creates that feeling in your stomach that like gets you excited, right? Like whatever that feeling is, find it. And we all have passions, right? And this is going to be where you are going to kind of do some self exploration. Um, I think that it's easier to kind of compartmentalize and say, okay, what area of my life am I looking to improve upon? Like, what area am I working towards betterment on, right? For me, that was financial. Like, I had my initial goal, which we all know, which my husband is probably like, Meredith, don't talk about. I'm going to keep it general, was the education process for my son, which involves a lot of finances and has to make sense in people's lives to align with their current situations. And, for me, that was my reason for this journey. And that's what started this whole thing. So that's how I got into my sector, because that was the area that I wanted to improve upon. So that my why was providing the ultimate in opportunities for my children, being able to give the very best at any time, um, and never have anybody feel any lack in my family. That's what drove me to this area of betterment. So, like, think about your why. What is your reason for even listening to this? And what area of your life does that revolve around? So, when you think about your why, you should start to get that like excited feeling in your stomach, whatever that feeling is. Um, and then you kind of like just need to keep tapping into that. Um, and not just in the morning, you want to tap into that all the time. Tapping into that is like the most important thing, because that's going to open up your mind to be receiving the ideas, the inspired ideas, right? That's what happened to me. Like, I didn't really know. I didn't know what direction I was going in. I was just following the things that I was learning. I was doing the work. I was doing the worksheets. I was thinking positive. I was feeling grateful. I was allowing space in my brain to kind of listen to my intuition. And bam, on the ride home from my job one day, I remember at that time I was just like endlessly listening to podcasts. I was like, there was no free moment where I wasn't trying to learn everything that I could learn. And then it was like near the end of the ride, I was tired. I was like, I almost felt like my brain was just boom, boom, boom. Like I had to turn the radio off or whatever, Spotify off. I had to like breathe a little bit. I just had to relax. And then really it was in that moment where all of a sudden it was like the Betterment babe. And I was like, what? It really was like that. It was like Betterment. I heard it and I'm like, what? And that like opened the floodgates. So that's how it happened. And that's how I found my passion, my purpose. I say like I didn't even do it. All I did was take action on the idea that came to me, that the universe gave to me. And that's what it ultimately comes down to. So the feeling of productivity, that is also infectious. And the truth is that um, I've achieved so much in the past 2 months in terms of like creating this business, building this brand. And like, think about it. I say 2 months, but it's really been like 2 hours every morning plus an hour or so sprinkled throughout the night, right? Because I work, I have a job, and then I have two young kids, and then I have a husband. So like daytimes, there's no time that, I am willing to take from those important things, right? Because I care about my job. I love my job. I want to focus on my job while I'm at my job. Like that's important to me. And then when I'm with my family, I I love my family and I love being with them. And that's an area that I want to be 100% present for. So I choose to work on this personal business, grow this personal business in the free time that I have in the morning that I've created for myself. I do that by making the effort to get up early. Um, so some other ideas that I don't do all the time in the mornings, but that I know are helpful to a lot of people are like saying affirmations. I think we all know what affirmations are, but essentially affirmations are stating in the present um, positive things that either, I don't want to say you want because we're supposed to say it in the present. So, like an example, I am successful, I am powerful. One thing I do say a lot is I am open and ready to receive. I love that one because that's like, I'm here, I am ready, I'm open. Um, there's no like forward thinking. It is just like, universe, I'm here. Um, everything I desire is on its way. Like positive things. You can stand in Wonder Woman pose, which is, I think, I'll just do it since I'm on camera, but like you stand up and you go like Wonder Woman, right? Just strong. Um, you can do that while you're waiting for your coffee to fill up. That's a pose that really, the physical pose makes your mind think strength, feel strength. There's such a connection between physical and mental, and like that again is a whole other podcast worth of information. But you can move a little bit, you can stretch, get your blood flowing, get the energy flowing. A lot of people will take their day planner out and like start planning their entire day, and I think that's fantastic. For me, I don't do that. I kind of save that for when I get to work, because because I'm so specific and have this limited time that I can work on the business. I really like, I keep my focus just on the business. I don't think about the whole rest of the day. So like I go down, I already know in my head like what my next project or like what step I'm in my projects, and I just like keep going. Um and another thing to like think about, you don't have to do this all at once, right? You don't have to take all of these tips and all of this information and like implement everything. Even just like one shift, one little shift, like maybe not checking your phone first thing in the morning, even if you don't wait a half an hour, if you wait like 10 minutes, just see what that feels like. If instead of on your phone, you maybe just lay there and you say something you're grateful for. That's like a big change just in and of itself. Say something you're grateful for and just like sit with it for a little bit. Brush your teeth, go to the bathroom, like make your coffee. Kind of allow yourself to sit with that and get those vibrations up. Um, so like all in all, because I know I'm already longer um than I said I was gonna be, but the beauty of this is that when you get started, it is going to be like a snowball effect. You're going to be, the more you do it, it's going to be turning habitual. And again, the power of creating habits, those things that we do day in and day out that like we don't even think about because they're so habitual. Our body, our minds are just so used to it. Habits will dictate your success in life. And this one, creating like a powerful, intentional morning for yourself, is have unbelievable results. It's insanity. So I hope that this has been helpful to you. Babe, thank you for listening to this. Maxwell, thank you for listening to mommy. Um, you know, if you have any questions, feel free to DM me or just talk to me because we're in the same house. Um, and I really appreciate you being here. If you want to learn more just about Betterment, how to like get a step-by-step guide to get started in Betterment, which will talk loosely about a morning routine, but also have other information in there as well, you can download my free guide. The link is in the bio, and it's a really wonderful resource to get you started. And make sure to follow me for more tips and inspiration. I am here. My purpose is to better myself, to help you better yourself, to make this world just a better place in general because we're all connected. We're all doing this together. And I love you and appreciate you. So thank you very much. I'm not quite sure how to actually turn this off because I don't see a button. So I'm going to like maybe click this. Thank you. Nope, that didn't do it. Babes, do you have any idea how to turn this off?